Hello, Holly. Welcome to the VitalCare channel. My name's Noemi Marrero, and today we're going to do a session on abdominal exercises. We'll start by explaining a bit about the muscles, as many people aren't familiar with the anatomy of the abdominals. So, apart from the rectus abdominis, the one that's so famous for being called a six-pack, we have other muscles as well. Also, very important are the external obliques, for example, which are the ones on the sides. The internal obliques are also very, very important for protecting the lower back. And one fundamental muscle, perhaps the most important, is the transverse abdominis, which acts like an abdominal belt. So the idea is to train the entire abdominal area, not just do the usual conventional crunches to stretch, to work the rectus abdominis, but also to strengthen the inner part of the abdomen, which is what will help us most to maintain good posture, protect the lower back, and avoid so many problems with the pelvic floor. And to work in this way, we need to be clear about a few important things, which are often not easy to find in videos or in regular classes. We're going to start by explaining breathing, which is also very important. When I do ab exercises, every time I contract my abdomen, I should breathe out. And I always explain it by saying, if I take a deep breath in and let out all the air, every last bit, where will I feel it? What will I feel in my abdomen? We can try this exercise. Take a breath in, then let out absolutely all of the air. And what you should normally feel is that your abdomen contracts. It pulls inwards, and one important thing, I'm not sure if you noticed, is that the pelvic floor also lifts and moves upwards. If that's not the case for you, you can mention it in the comments, and I can explain some exercises in another video to help improve that, because it's important for your ab exercises to be in sync with your breathing. Another very important thing is the way we do ab exercises. I'm going to get into position. I'm going to lie on my back and let you see what happens to the abdomen when I do a sit-up incorrectly. If I breathe in, breathe out and come up, and my belly sticks out, then we're not doing the ab exercises correctly. So what should we be doing? Breathe in, breathe out, pull your belly button in, pull your tummy in, and with your tummy held in, come up. It's not about coming up as far as you can, but rather, as we've said, about activating the transverse abdominis, the deep internal muscles, to protect our back and our body. There's no point in just trying to come up as much as possible. See how the belly sticks out, strain in the neck, strain in the body even. We're there putting pressure on all the pelvic floor muscles and actually doing ourselves harm. So what we're going to try to do is take a breath in, and as we breathe out, pull the belly button in and come up. I need to feel how the abdomen lifts upwards, how the pelvic floor rises, and how the abdomen also moves downwards. We breathe in, breathe out. Very good. Imagine that doing this type of exercise makes your neck hurt. I'm going to start with the first exercise I recommend for beginning to work the abdomen properly. We're going to place the legs at a 90-degree angle, and from here I should already feel that the abdomen is engaged. From here, always keep the shoulders down, back straight, neck aligned, palms facing upwards. I take a breath in, and as I breathe out, I'm going to try to bring the heel of one leg down to the floor. I breathe in, breathe out, and bring the heel to the floor. I breathe in, breathe out. This could be the first exercise we do to feel the abdomen, to feel what I've just explained now, how the transverse abdominis is activated. I breathe in and breathe out. Very good. Another exercise we can do, we can choose. We can choose to have the legs bent, which is a bit easier, or the legs extended. Now we're going to place our arms out to the sides like a cross. What we're going to do is breathe in, and as we breathe out, really tightening the abdomen inwards, I'm going to take my legs to one side, just a little to one side. The sensation I should feel is that I take my legs to one side, but I try to keep my back on the floor. Careful, it's not about doing this and forcing the lower back or the spine. The idea is to engage the abdomen and keep your back as close to the floor as possible. It will lift off a little, but what I should mainly feel here, apart from working the transverse muscles, is the obliques. I breathe in, always coordinating with the breath, and breathe out. This could be the second exercise. I breathe in and breathe out. Here we are, strengthening the abdominals without straining the neck or harming the pelvic floor. Next exercise. You can place your hands under your spine to protect the lower back a bit more. And from here, we can choose to breathe in, breathe out, stretching one leg, really pulling the abdomen in. I breathe in, breathe out. And if I find it very easy, I can extend both legs, pulling my tummy in. I breathe in and breathe out. I can also do it alternately. I breathe in, lower one leg as I breathe out. I breathe in with the other. I breathe in, breathe out, and extend the other leg. Be careful not to lower your legs too much. Look what happens to my abdomen if I do it incorrectly. I lower my legs, lower, lower, but my lower back lifts off the floor. My abdomen rises up. That's not right. If I lose all of this, I lose the abdominal tone, and instead of improving, I'm actually making things worse. So, as we remembered, we can place the hands here underneath, breathe in, breathe out, pulling the tummy button in. I'll breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And I'm going to explain one of the abdominal exercises. Well, my favourite abdominal exercise, which is done on your side or in the lateral decubitus position. Both legs together, we're going to align the spine. And from here, what we're going to do is breathe in, remember, breathe out, pull the belly button in and lift both legs up. What are we activating? We're activating the transverse abdominis and we're also activating the obliques, and we're also working the quadratus lumborum a bit. So if you're one of those people who suffers from back pain, and the reason for the pain is, as you've been told, because your core is weak, this is very important. This exercise is, for me, the most important one. So we breathe in at the bottom, breathe out as we lift up. Be careful with this. Don't strain with your legs or your neck. Always try to keep control and always pay attention to how it feels. Imagine as if someone were lengthening your legs and at the same time lifting them, pulling your belly button in. I breathe in and breathe out. We're going to do between 10 and 20 repetitions like this. Very good. And we'll switch sides to do the other side. Bear in mind that sometimes one side is stronger than the other. So if you feel that you can do more on one side than the other, always try to follow the weaker side until it gets stronger. I mean, if I can only do 10 on the left side, keep it to 10 repetitions on both sides. So I always recommend starting with the weaker side. Another thing I'd like you to know about the abdomen, because I hear a lot of people in videos talking about working the upper abs or the lower abs, I want to remind you that there is no such thing as an upper or lower abdomen, which is the rectus abdominis, running from top to bottom, and it works the same whether I contract from top to bottom or from bottom to top. I'm contracting the same muscle, and it doesn't mean that one part will work more than the other. Another thing I want to say is if you have abdominal fat and think that doing ab exercises will burn that belly fat, I'm sorry to tell you that's not possible. When you work your abs, you improve muscle mass, you improve tone, and maybe you improve your posture by pulling your tummy in instead of letting it stick out. You can hide that fat a bit more, but there's no way to burn fat from a specific area. When you do physical exercise, you burn calories, but it's in a general way. There isn't any specific exercise to burn fat from a particular area. I think it's very important to know this, because if you want to improve your abs, these exercises are good, but if you want to lose the fat, it's also very important to start paying attention to what you eat. I hope you've enjoyed these exercises. Remember, you can do as many repetitions as you like, all right? Always work in sets. You can do 2 sets of each, 3 or even 4 sets, depending on your training level. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, remember you can write to me and I'll be happy to reply. Have a lovely day.